In this video, I will teach you how to do some editing for your photos. So hopefully you took a bunch of photos like I did for your first portrait. I focused on my dog and I took a ton of pictures, as you can see through these. So I'm going to click on just one right here and I'll show you how to edit this. So all you're going to do is in the upper right hand corner, you will see where it says edit in blue. You can click on that and then you'll have these different tools on the right hand side that you can use to change your photo. The first one looks like a magic wand, and if you click that, it just kind of automatically adjusts for you and makes some changes. But if you want to make the changes yourself, because maybe you're a little pickier, then you can click on any of these. So what I would do is just play around with these levers, changing them until you have the effect that you kind of like. So I'm going to move that one a little. This one is the brilliance, so you can see how that affects the darkness in certain areas. It's kind of a cool effect to have it darker in the lower right hand corner. This one is highlights, so any highlights that I have, it will bring them out a little bit further when I adjust that. Shadows, the same thing, only it affects the shadow. So again, what I would do is experiment moving these levers up and down until you have the photo the way that you want it to be. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Then it's like a silhouette of my dog. I'm going to mess with a couple more to explain to you how to use them. So saturation just means how much color is in the photo. If you bump the saturation up all the way like this, the colors are really, really vibrant and bold. But the lower the saturation is, the more it becomes a black and white photo. So you can adjust this however much you want to as well. The next one that I want to show you is the vignette, which you may or may not have this option on your iPad or on the phone that you're using, but this gives kind of a cool effect. It softens the corners. Can you see how the corners get brighter or darker depending on how I position this? All right, the other thing I want to show you, which I think is really, really important, is cropping the photo. Cropping can be found in the options over to the left, and it's the little, it's like a little square with two little arrows that kind of go around it right here. All right, so what I like to do if I'm doing a portrait or really any photo is really make sure that I focus on what's important. And what's important in here is my dog looking out the window. And most important is her head, because that's where the action is. She's looking at the things that go, that are the people walking down the sidewalk and the cars driving down the street. So I'm going to actually crop out the bottom part of this where her legs are and this extra part over here by just using my finger to make that rectangle a little bit smaller. One last adjustment that you can make while you're on the cropping screen. So if you've exited the cropping screen, remember that it's the option that's on the left-hand side of your screen is that little square with the two arrows that look like they're rotating around it. And then on the other side of the screen, you'll notice that you can move this lever up and down to change the angle. Now, I feel like this photo is pretty straight up and down. It doesn't need much adjusting, but you may have accidentally held your camera crooked whenever you took the photo, and you may feel like it needs some adjustments. The last thing that I want to show you is a filters option. I don't always think this is the best thing to do because I think it's better if you make the edits yourself. But if you want to experiment with some of the filters, on the left-hand side, you'll notice there's these three overlapping circles that kind of form a little bit of a triangle. If you click on that, you'll have some filter options that show up on the other side. And you can scroll through those to see if you like any of those better than the original. And honestly, I feel like for my photo, I like the original better with the edits that I've made. Once you've made all the edits that you want to make on your photo, you can click on Done, and you've successfully edited your photo. All right, have fun.